Hello, it's Duncan Bolam, the Purpose Coach at duncanbolam.com, and I've been laying down a whole body of various films and video thinks, which is a kind of stream of consciousness in order to help people navigate change. And part of that is I've even done a film on bereavement, not just because I think it's appropriate that more people understand how to handle grief, but to handle big life changes. Now, I'm surrounded by books in my office here. I'm a lover of books and aspire to be a writer myself. I've already written one book, which is Every Person's Path to Purpose, which I'm reworking at the moment. But just this short film, what I wanted to do was to this is one of my favourite books, one of my favourite possessions, in fact, Pushing to the Front of Success or Success Under Difficulties by an American guy called Orison Swett Marden. And I think this book dates back to around about, produced in Oklahoma City, and 1911, which I think was the birth year of my grandfathers both. And anyway, it's an amazing book, and it's a treasure to me. I just wanted to read a passage or two out and see what you think about it, because it kind of says a lot in my reckoning. The characters of great men are the dowry of a nation. An English tanner whose leather gained a great reputation said he would not have made it so good had he not read Carlyle. It is said that Franklin reformed the manners of a whole workshop in London. Aristo and Titian inspired each other and heightened each other's glory. Tell me whom you admire, and I will tell you what you are. A book or work of art puts us in the mood or train of thought of him who produced it. Is Michelangelo dead? Ask the hundreds of thousands who have gazed with rapt souls upon his immortal works at Rome. In how many thousands of lives has he lived and reigned? Are Washington, Grant, and Lincoln dead? Did they ever live more truly than today? What American heart or home does not enshrine their characters? Picture to yourself, if you can, Egypt without Moses, Babylon without a Daniel, Athens without a Demosthenes, Phidias, Socrates, or Plato. What was Carthage 200 years before Christ without her Hannibal? What was Rome without her Caesar, her Cicero, Marcus Aurelius? What is Paris without her Napoleon and Hugo and Pierre Hyacinth? What is England without her Newton, Shakespeare, Milton, Pitt, Burke, Gladstone? Through all the centuries of Italy's degradation, Dante's name was the watchword of the country, while in the brain of many a slave till echoed the impassioned words of Cicero, of Scipios, and the Gracchi. Byron said, the Italians talk Dante, write Dante, and think Dante as this moment to an excess which would be ridiculous, but that he serves their admiration. Even degenerate Greece is not dead to the influence of the intellectual and moral giants of her golden age. They still hold sway throughout the earth, more potent than when living in the realm of thought, of feeling. Our minds are truly shaped by the combined influence of the minds of men called dead, nearly as strongly as by those with whom we associate in life. Our creeds are sanctified by the devotions of martyrs, in whose sufferings under persecution we share through sympathy and are thereby ennobled. Our deeds are such as we feel that our ideals would have performed under like conditions. But strew his ashes to the wind, whose sword or voice have served mankind, and is he dead whose glorious mind lifts thine on high? To live in hearts we leave behind is not to die. Low, aimless lives leave this mark upon the character as truly as the Creator branded Cain with his guilt. On the other hand, There are men in whom the very dogs of the street believe. Character is power. We resemble insects which assume the colour of the leaves and plants they feed upon, for sooner or later we become like the good of our minds, like the creatures that live in our hearts. Every act of our lives, every word, every association is written with an iron pen into the very texture of our being. The ghosts of our murdered opportunities, squandered forces, killed time, forever rise up to rebuke us and will not down. How hard it is to learn that like begets like, that an acorn will always become an oak, if anything, that birds of a feather will flock together, that there is a magnetic affinity between kindred things which inevitably brings them together, and that they must communicate their own properties and nothing else, that they can not possibly do differently. Association with the good can only produce good, with wicked evil. No matter how sly, how secret, no matter if our associations have been in the dark, their images will sooner or later appear in our faces and conduct. The idols of the heart look through our eyes, appear in our manners, and betray their worshippers. Our associates, our loves, hates, struggles, triumphs, defeats, dissipations, aspirations, intrigues, honesty, dishonesty, all leave their indelible autographs upon the soul's window and are published to the world. Black hearts cast black shadows upon the face, which all our power cannot drive away. What a panorama passes across the face of a dissipated life. Behold the bar rooms, the dens of infamy, the dissipated wretches, the polluted companions, the disgusting scenes, the askings and denyings of passions, the struggle for glory, the broken resolutions, the sore defeats. But oh, what radiance glorifies the faces of those who have overcome temptation and disciplined their powers in striving for self-improvement. Enough said. Good luck.